Hello, my name is Tony Chin-quee.
And I'm Frances May Harden.
And I'm Dr. Ryan Montoya.
Look at him. Oh, sorry. I just
Oh.
fucked you up. He ready to host. He ready to jump in. Oh, shit.
Actually,
that's my bad. That's my bad, dude. Let's run it back. Hello. My name is Tony Chin-quee.
And I'm Frances May Harden.
And I'm Dr. Ryan Montoya.
Who's that guy? We'll find out soon. But welcome to Social Rounds, guys, the podcast in which two of the happiest surgeon dropouts you'll ever meet give our unsolicited opinions on the states of medicine, the world at large, pop culture, and whatever else we happen to find interesting. It is not just two surgeon dropouts today. It's two surgeon dropouts and a non-surgeon, non-dropout, but interesting guy. Guys, you're the luckiest audience in the world because today you get three hosts of Social Rounds.
That's right. That's
it
right.
is
three. I mean, people can barely handle two, but three.
They are having trouble, so
Correct.
We're just pushing people's boundaries without consent. And this Social Rounds threesome edition is made possible by longtime fan and longtime most interesting man in the world, Dr. Ryan Montoya. Welcome back, man. How's it going?
Tony, thank you so much for having me. Frances May, thank you for having me. Let's address the elephant in the room before we start. Last time I was on, I tried to steal Frances May's job. I took a shot at the Queen. I missed.
This is correct, guys.
So I'm actually here as an act of contrition. You know, I'm here to beg at the altar of Frances May, ask what went wrong and whether or not I have any kind of shot in the future. For now, for years in the future, Frances May's job is secure, but I still have this vision in mind somewhere in the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, wow, you just even told on yourself. You started out like so nice and ingratiating, and you literally came full circle around to like,
He's not a nice
waiting
guy.
in the wings.
No,
I am waiting in the wings.
This is
and
about
I
honesty.
do, I will say, yeah, it's like on one hand, I definitely echo Tony, longtime most interesting man in the world, Ryan Montoya. It's a pleasure to have you here. Like, we love you. On another more serious note, you come for the king, you better not miss. And like, I actually do feel like only one of us will survive the episode. You know, we're gonna do a Hunger Games type situation, and Tony will just have to have one co-host.
Guys, I'm along for the ride here because I knew this was gonna be explosive. Just the beef is medium rare, but ready to get cooked up. You know what I'm saying? And it is so good. Well, it's great to have you back, Ryan, adding a bit of flavor to the dynamic. But the main thing is, yes, as troublingly ambitious as you are a super fan of the show. And we want to hear from the fans. We want to engage with them. Now, the fans have a voice, and it is Dr. Ryan Montoya. And he will be speaking for all of you today at various points in the show. And I can't wait.
And I respect it. I ultimately respect it. I think if I were Ryan, I would not do anything differently other than that I might come in a little even hotter. I would come in, I would just sit real close up in front of the screen and be like,
blazing hot
when
takes.
You mess up,
Correct.
I'm right here.
Correct, yeah. I'm watching, and I'll be the people's avatar. I think I can represent every single demographic and do it very, very accurately. So I'm really ready for this.
Well, you are. I think you're kind of the live comment section. I mean, feel free to interrupt and interject and be like, well, you know what? They tried to do that segment well, and it's not really hitting for the people.
Okay.
You know, be the people.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get started, and we're going to get started a little bit differently today because we're making some format changes, and that is because we received feedback that people don't want to hear Tony explain really interesting and intriguing, concepts and news stories. They're sick and tired of the hard work that I bring every single week and the emotional lift that I put into this. They don't want to hear it anymore. That's what that's what Frances May told me. Like, the people are done. They don't have the attention span. I'm dealing with a bunch of fucking hamsters out there who can't focus for more than 30 seconds at a time.
Correct.
The
Correct.
drama. Tony
So I'm just not
will
gonna, I'm never gonna
always.
do it again.
Tony loves teaching. We respect it. Tony's deep dives will be relegated to like a Tony's corner situation.
Yeah, in
We're not.
Tony's corner. We're putting it over there. So you guys don't have to fucking deal with it
Tony
anymore.
does not want to be put in the corner. But all I'm saying is that, again, as a super fan of Tony and Tony's corner, I don't know what to tell you about people in society, which is that, like, number one, sex sells. Number two, yeah, look to the media. People want, like, the quick hitters. We're going to be opening with, like, some quick hitters. And, yeah, we're absolutely going to be more leading with sex, as we did in some earlier episodes. And those were, like, really celebrated. That's just what people want. They're not used to getting it from doctors. Give the people what they want.
Yeah. I think when I speak for the people, I'll say that people appreciate the effort, Tony, but they've also been trying to scroll past you when they hear another story about Kentucky or things like that. So, you know, whether it's relegated to a corner or you branch off and start your own podcast, in addition to this, I think we got to get asses into the seats. Okay. Sex sells, get them early, get them often.
You know what? Asses and seats. Fine. I hear you. And guess what? We are making some changes because we hear you here. We're listening. My ego's not wrapped up in this. I'm allowed to have some feelings. But you know what? Okay, fine. Let's just start. Let's start sexy. And we're starting with our sexiest segment, which is social rounds. We're just jumping in to the namesake segment, all right? Because this is where me and Frances May are going to become your life attendees because it's become abundantly clear that many of you out there are in desperate need of guidance, and we've got the kind of wisdom that only comes with running out of fucks. And guess who ran out of fucks this week? It's Tony. And because I'm petty, we're going to be talking about feedback, which I am taking spitefully, but taking nonetheless. It's something we're all asked to give and receive at all stages of our careers, but there's right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it, right? So I thought we could share some classic feedback nightmare situations that we've been a part of, whether we're the ones giving it or we're the ones receiving it, so that, you know, we can educate our listeners without them hearing a lecture. So who are you going to hear from? Go, do it.
I recently gave a little bit of feedback to my co-host of a totally unnamed podcast, probably unrelated to this. He took it okay, not as well as I'd like.
Did it kill the vibe? Yeah.
and it was like a shoot the messenger situation. Because no, in all seriousness, when it comes to feedback, I will give my genuine 2 cents, which is that I feel like when I was coming up in medicine and surgery, I did feel and know the difference between getting feedback from like a mentor or, you know, colleague or teacher who was being kind versus one who, like, we were not on the same team. Like, it really did not feel like they wanted me to win. My wins wouldn't be like the departmental or team wins. And I know that that's kind of a cop-out to bring it back to a famous quote. You know, they say this about porn, which is just, you know it when you see it. And I actually feel that way about feedback.
Is that what they say about porn?
That's what
Supreme definitions Court
Justice
porn.
Antonin Scalia said. Yeah,
exactly. Ryan knows.
Oh,
no,
well,
Tony.
thanks,
like,
guys. I didn't know.
Tony, it was this fight about like what is porn and what
Correct.
isn't. Like, what are the parameters of defining it? And so, same thing with good feedback. I would actually say exactly analogous. And it's like the parameters and the nuance of when have you stepped over into like bad feedback, or, oh, this isn't porn anymore, just quote unquote, you know it when you see it. And I do, like, I think I could categorize all the feedback, because again, that doesn't mean I agree with it. I've gotten feedback that hurt my feelings in various ways, but it still was received constructively, because I did not think that the person giving me that feedback was like trying to tear me down with it. They're like, hey, I gotta shoot you straight, it's this.
I hear you. I'm kind of caught up. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm just wondering what it feels like when you're watching porn become not porn, and what it is that it's turning into. Turning into something really awful.
Yeah. Is this a novella? Like, what?
No,
Are we
like,
doing?
What's happening? Like, I don't know.
You
what
know
what the
Tony
foreign-
hasn't seen this Supreme Court case.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, whew. Okay. Anyway, but I totally hear you on that. But I think just thinking about the "you know it when you see it" idea, I agree from the learner standpoint. I think you do, but the tricky part is from the feedback giver's standpoint, right? Because you don't always know it when you're not doing it right.
Do not stare at me like that when you say shit like that.
Where,
Tony's
where am I
like-
supposed- where am I supposed to look?
Tony's like, you know it when
Yeah.
you
Is
give
To- is
feedback
Tony
and you
looking
didn't
at
do
a
it
co-
right.
Is
Yeah.
Tony
For those
looking at a
folks
computer
just
screen?
listening? Yeah, for those folks just listening and not watching, Tony
Came out of the
back a little
screen.
bit. His eyebrows are high. I mean, he's in the zone. He's in the zone, folks. Don't interrupt
Guys,
him, okay?
I'm feeling great. Well,
Okay.
okay, Dr. Montoya, what is your take on
So,
this? What's the people's
I
take
think-
on feedback?
I think what you asked, Tony, is exactly what I would have asked. What about on the side of the person giving the review or the critique? And I have I have a lot of examples of, like, when I was in residency, I was chief on service, I'd have to give feedback, and that's when I realized how bad I am at it. I'm a pleaser.
You're too
Like,
nice.
yeah, and what it ends up being harmful for everyone, harmful for me, harmful for the person. But I had this one intern when I was a chief resident, and everyone has growing pains, but she was a train wreck, an absolute train wreck. Every
Mhm.
single thing you could do wrong, including like verbally abusing patients and stuff like that, just checks the box, does everything right. So anyway,
No.
it became the onus was on the chief resident, I guess, not the program director, to set this resident straight. And so I tried to take the let's grab a couple of beers approach, right? I sat her down. I'm like, listen, everyone's going through this. It's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. But, there are some concerns about your performance. I just put it out there, right? Like, it's just in the ether, right? No one said anything, right? And she flew into a rage. She goes, who said that? Who said it? Tell me who said it, because I'm going to talk.
Yeah. She wants to light them up.
She was gonna just light them up. And so I realized that, okay, that wasn't effective. So then I tried to ratchet it up. I was DEFCON 2, and I was like, okay, it doesn't
You're
matter
like,
who said
your
it.
mom said that.
Your
That's what
mother
happened.
said- And then she started getting defensive against me. And she was like, oh, how can you say this? Like, and then she started saying, like, maybe it's bad leadership. Like, maybe you're not guiding me correctly. I'm just an
Ooh,
intern.
she
By the way,
is
she's at
good.
the end. Yeah, she's at the end of her
Yeah.
intern year, so it's not like she's at the beginning. Anyway,
She's playing 4D chess with you, Ryan.
Yeah.
she just
Ooh, I like
she
this.
murked me, right? Yeah. So anyway, I think some of those steps, or at least some of the time taken, could have been avoided if I was a little bit more straight. I'm like, listen, you are not doing well. Here's what you could do. Here's a performance improvement plan, blah, blah, blah. I've gotten a little bit better, but still not great at saying, this is not good. Here's what's better. And I always feel like I got to read the person first to see if they'll respond well to that, or if there's someone who's just going to crumble like a cookie if I just go straight in,
Mhm. I kind of love that story. And I'm like listening to it, Ryan. I'm just like, I don't think, I mean, it's good to reflect on how you did your feedback. You always should
Yeah.
as feedback giver, but I don't think you did anything wrong there. But you were going in to a situation with a person who is like on paper has been documented as volatile, right?
Volatile.
And so
Oh, goodness.
like, how do you got to prepare for the
Right.
unexpected when you're going into a conversation with someone who's known publicly to be explosive.
That's right.
And that's tough. Like, I've had that sort of situation where I had to give feedback to a junior resident who was just fucking up, man, and like hard, like everyone knew. And just like you said, the responsibility of dealing with them comes to the chief resident. And, I had to have a chat. We'd had multiple chats, but one day we had a chat. Dude was just on edge. And I had to bring it like, oh, we're going to talk in this room, which is like at the end of the clinic, kind of separate, but kind of not if you raise your voices. And I'm trying to explain like what's going down, like what the issues are. And he's at the end of his rope. He just loses it, starts yelling, starts kicking shit, and just like, and I'm up in there. I see him go and like kick something, and I'm just like, the hood stinks start to like wake up, and I'm just like, oh, are we going back to Brooklyn right now? Am I gonna have to like lay a motherfucker out in this clinic sidebar
God.
room,
In the
and
clinic.
and people can hear.
No.
People are right outside, and I'm just like keeping it right here because I'm just like sometimes like I'm gonna have to put hands on this dude, but I'm gonna give him one more chance to
You were
walk out of
thinking
this
about
room
it, but you
unscathed.
did not choose violence. Good for you.
I didn't choose violence,
That's
but
impressive.
man, it was hard.
But he was ready too.
I was ready for. I had to be ready for violence. You know, like I didn't anticipate having to do this in the hospital, but it was ready. But you know, like I did my very best. I beat myself up multiple times over that feedback session. I had to have some decompression with other folks, like tell me, like, hey, did I like do something wrong here, or was I in a position where I did my very best and the feedbackee um, just can't handle it. And so I think I did okay, but we always should reflect after shit like that, and always be ready to throw hands, I guess.
I actually totally agree with you on the lesson being just be ready to throw hands.
Just stay
because,
ready. Yeah, stay ready.
Like, I will say, and this is like tangentially related, because I think as the feedback receivee, like thinking back to, especially by the time I was like a senior resident and, I was over it by then, and, that we had multiple attending bullies who I was just like, totally, I was like, you're over, like this is so, I don't know, 2005, just the vibes were off in the whole department.
Yeah.
And what really killed me about that relationship, going back to like sincere feedback or even like the Socratic method, that's like a bi-directional conversation. That's actually baked into inherently what it is. And for us, it was just like eat shit every day and not be allowed to say anything back. Right? Like that's kind of the motto in most residents, so like that was true for us as junior residents with our seniors. And then when I was a senior, that was true with our attendings. And I think that for me, what was killing me at like a decent clip is not being able to respond. And so anyway, as like by the time I was chief resident, I will tell you, in the OR, I'd be closing with my junior resident, and like this attending would be sitting at the computer, like finishing up their stuff. And I'd be like, just making conversation as we're closing. I'd be like, you know what? I've just been noodling on this. It's the craziest thing. But I think that if somebody is really rude and hostile at work, then you should be allowed to beat the shit out of them in like the alley behind the hospital. And I'm like, that's totally a hypothetical. Like, obviously, I'm just noodling on like what would be fair and what would be appropriate. But, I feel like I'm starting to arrive somewhere like in that area. And, I'd be like, I'm much bigger and stronger than every single one of those bullies. Like, I literally, you guys know, I laid awake at night. I calculated every single possible interaction. I was like, I could take all of you. Not at once, but like one-on-one could take any of you. Anyway, I'm giving you like the villain standpoint. I'm giving you an insight into the villain's mind of like, and the attending would just be like quietly sitting there perched on their stool like, is this song about me? And I'd be like, could be about anything.
I can imagine you with Terminator vision, right? And you just have little percentages attached to everyone about like the chances of you beating them in a fight. This is like a social rounds street justice.
I have that. Yeah, exactly. It's vigilante shit.
Love street
I have that right now.
Yes. It's just, this is great because I love learning about my co-host, that she has the same fantasies of violence and just readiness for things to pop off that I do. And I feel like it's just, I have to swallow it all the time. But like, just to wrap up feedback, I think what you said, actually, very interesting, because from the feedbackee side, right? You may get good feedback, you may not, but whenever you hear like, oh, I'm going to receive feedback, you assume that you're going to be told shit about you, and it's not going to be a two-way conversation. You're just going to be told, and then it's on you to take that. As a feedback giver, recognizing that that's how someone's primed to receive feedback, maybe as you enter into it believing this is going to be a two-way conversation. And maybe even like after you say your piece and have a conversation about that, invite feedback back to yourself from the learner. They will have stuff to talk about. And if you invite them or tell them at the start, you'll invite them, maybe, they won't lash out and say, well, maybe Dr. Montoya, fuck you too. And you don't know how to give no feedback. Matter of fact, you shouldn't be a doctor at all. And then throw some beers. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kick the trash can over.
That's right. Flip the table over. No,
Yeah.
I actually, we're expected as we go through medicine, like training and stuff like that, that we are just going to naturally be able to give feedback to other people who are in the stage of learning. But I don't know about you guys. In my training, we elided all that. And so I hope in the future there'll be small lessons or longitudinal classes about hey, here's how you give feedback to someone in med school who's a few years younger than you, earlier in rotations or residents, because we were not given any of that instruction. And I think it shows in a lot of my interactions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Well, that was feedback, guys. That was great. I did enjoy that a whole lot. Good social rounds, everybody. But now we're moving on to the next segment, which is news. It's going to be quick news this time, guys, because you need quick things because it's hard for you to keep up. We're going outside baseball news, and this is some heartwarming ass Thanksgiving news. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate, because you'll be hearing this the day right after. So this is about Shay Taylor, who was born in Connecticut at the Yale New Haven Hospital. And she actually worked there as a janitor in her young adulthood to support her family. But her life changed after her mom got sick with this mysterious illness. Her mom suffered a smoke inhalation injury. And then after she was healing up, she continued to have some breathing and speaking issues. And her mom was written off by many of the doctors that she saw at this same hospital at Yale New Haven. She was written off as having mental illness issues. Sidebar, this is a Black woman we're talking about. And ultimately, through Shay's tenacity, she found a doctor there who investigated further and found out that the issue was actually dysfunction of her vocal cords. So she used that experience as inspiration and then went on to pursue medical school. And now she's in her 4th year. She's doing her sub-internship rotation at Yale New Haven Hospital, the same hospital where she used to clean the floors. So guys, this is a heartwarming story, and I think we can all agree on that. I love when life comes full circle. It's so beautiful. And it gets your boy in a thankful mood. We don't often take time to sit and smell the roses and appreciate the things that are good around us in our lives. We spend a lot of that time complaining and raging and plotting revenge. And so I wanted to just invite us to say, what are we thankful for this year, guys? It's almost the end of 2025. What's on the list?
Ryan, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll start. So first of all, can I just make a comment? That story is amazing.
Isn't it crazy?
Congratulations to her. But this could also be a villain origin story and just going to exact revenge on the Yale New Haven Hospital network. So stay tuned for that. This could just be part 1.
We do have revenge on the mind
would
here
be
all
me,
the time.
Ryan.
Yeah.
This seems like kind of a kind-hearted woman. I'm sure she's fine. She'd have to be me for it to be a 10-year revenge plot.
Yeah, this is like the instructional revenge podcast that you tune into.
Yeah. I'll say that I'm thankful. First of all, I'll give the most boring, obvious, but true answer, which is I'm thankful for my friends in my family that I'll be able to spend time with this year. I'm not going to be able to go to the United States for Thanksgiving, but I'll be able to have a few friends around me and then, spending with my daughters and my wife. Okay, that's the obvious answer. And the reason I do that is because one time I went to a Thanksgiving dinner. It was a Friendsgiving dinner. We were living in India at the time. And so it was the hosts and their extended families, and then a few people who are around for the holidays, but they couldn't visit their families. And so they went around, and all these people are orators, and they're giving these long, heartfelt speeches about what they're thankful for. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what to say in this situation, right? And so what I said was honest, which is that, growing up, my parents would often get really, really stressed out about holidays because they thought there was pressure for these to be special days. So holidays or birthdays or things like that. And because of that, they would sometimes get into fights or oftentimes get into fights. And so what I said around this table with my wife staring aghast is, I'm thankful my family's not here, so it's a less stressful Thanksgiving, which is the God's honest truth. I mean, and it's not because I don't want to see my family, but if we hang out the day before Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, December 26th, it is such a relaxed, nice affair. But on the day we put all this pressure on ourselves, and it just becomes this really unnecessarily high tension day. And so I guess I'm thankful for that, but I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm just going to say I'm thankful for my family.
Yeah, I wonder how much of the mood you murdered when you
Killed
said that out
Killed-
loud. Yeah.
I was second to last, and then
No.
the
Does
man
everyone
who
just
went
like
after
push their plates away
They were-
from themselves?
they
They're
were
just
they
like-
were disgusted. They were like, "Oh my god!" and someone
I
said,
lost my
"Sorry."
appetite.
Yeah.
Don't bring dessert out.
Yeah, and everyone could sense that I had fucked up so badly. But then one person, my friend, goes, "Did you just say you don't like being around your family on Thanksgiving?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I'm getting all sweaty." I was like, "This is bad. It's a bad Thanksgiving. Yeah, I don't like that Thanksgiving."
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But we thank you for sharing. This is the hater and revenge and violence podcast, and that's what we choose sometimes.
No, but that
That's
it
right.
also is, because this is like one really long tryout for the heist, the heistening. Like 2030, and I just obviously Ryan was on the short list. I do
Yeah.
think he has what it takes, like that level of
I
like
think you might have what it takes. Yeah.
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 That villain origin story.
Yeah.
It honestly.
Yeah.
Plus 2 points for the heist. I and honestly, thank you for sharing. I do, identify with some of that, and I think that my parents treated some holidays and birthdays kind of like similar. Yeah, it's just a little bit heightened pressure for everyone, and especially I think that if a family were like prone to fights and outbursts, then yeah, like just add one holiday celebration onto it. And so, for me, I am really grateful this year. I never thought this day would come. I am legitimately like, if I could click my heels, I'd be clicking my heels over it. This is my first year not on call for the holidays.
Ooh.
The past 3 years as an
Ooh.
attending, I took every holiday, as a resident, you're always going to take 1 to 3 of the Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas, New
Mhm.
Year. Like, this is big for,
Ooh.
I am
That's
legitimately just going to fuck off.
Oh, that is good. That is what the
That
Pilgrims
is
fought
awesome.
for. That's why they landed
Yes.
on Plantation Rock is for you to not have call.
Not Plantation Rock. Oh my goodness.
Like, I could have like 4 wines if I want to. But like, I could just, you know what I mean? Like, I really was on call all the time. So that meant a limit of up to 1 small glass of wine. And like, yeah, I mean, why stop at 4? I could have 8 wines if I want to.
That's right.
TBD.
8
Check in
wines.
with me after the holiday.
Put the lampshade on her head. It is a holiday to celebrate, guys. I think I've been thinking. I mean, I always have trouble thinking about what I'm thankful for. And I think this year, a lot of ups and downs this year, guys. A lot of ups and downs, lots of close calls, lots of failures, lots of challenges and struggles. All across the spectrum. But honestly, I'm really, thankful for my family, my friends, of course, but thankful for, I don't want to get mushy with my co-host, but thankful for the opportunity to do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, this is just stuff. We don't make no money off this, guys.
Correct.
Like, maybe someday, but we just do this out of love, man.
For the love.
And
For the love.
it's for the love, and it's to kind of feel like a little bit more connected to
Mhm.
ourselves, to like this community that we have. We're making new community with more people, meeting people. Like, I didn't know Ryan before this year, and now we're realizing like, oh, we've had so many close calls of we should have known each other over the last 20 years and just didn't. Like, I think that's just amazing. And so I'm thankful for an opportunity to do this with you guys and the joy that it brings me weekly.
That's literally so nice. And I would
amazing.
watch like a sliding doors best friend romp about you two, like over the decades.
I don't know if you know this, Francis May, but like we should have crossed paths multiple times during college. We overlapped exactly, and then the year or two afterwards, when I was in med school and Tony was teaching, and then like similar experiences in med school. It's getting freaks.
We
at this
likely
point.
looked each
Yeah.
other in the face multiple
Yeah,
times.
seriously.
Probably
Yeah.
even said hi. But
That's right.
like, you know,
That's right.
like I'm notoriously face blind when it comes to remembering people from
Yeah.
college. So you
Yeah.
can tell me anybody's name. I was like, oh, I've never met them. But you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I'm sorry to
yeah.
this man. I know. Well, and also, I look like such an asshole. I have to now say the obligatory. Like, my husband watches this show, so I'm also thankful for my
Oh,
loved ones
hi,
and stuff. Because you
Colin.
guys both
Oh.
gave such nice ones, and I was
We're
like,
thankful
I'm thankful
for
for
you, Colin.
alcohol,
Shout
and
out,
I can
yeah.
drink alcohol now.
Shout out to Colin. Shout out to Champagne. Shout out to both. Yeah. No, this is great. And by the way, Tony, that kind of heartfelt message of thanks is exactly what that dinner table
What they
gave,
were
and I
doing
couldn't
at the
respond.
dinner.
This is fucking bullshit. This is another year. Another
I'm
year.
the Ryan of this Indian Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm a hell of a Thanksgiving orator that just makes your ability to say terrible things about your family really difficult. All right. Well, let's go to a brand new segment. All right, because we got Ryan here. We got to make the most of the fact that we have the voice of the people here with us. And, you know, we thought it would be fun to do some like rapid fire Q&A with Ryan as just like listener questions, things you guys might want to know about us. I know you find us endlessly charismatic and interesting. So, you know, I'll let Ryan take it away, and hopefully, you know, me and Francis May don't disappoint.
Tony, what an intro, first of all. Second of all, for any historians listening, I said Plantation Rock. It's Plymouth Rock. Don't at me. What the fuck
I'm
is
sorry,
Plantation
that
Rock?
was... I
bullshit.
thought that was on purpose, and I was
Plantation
like, "Oh,
Rock.
let's
I'm like,
get it."
Jesus Christ! What
I'm not mad at Plantation.
We're gonna get a whole
Yeah.
different demo that we don't want. Yeah, okay. All right. So this new
These are the
segment-
dangers of a STEM-heavy education, you guys.
I know.
Because I also did not know that there was something wrong with that.
Oh, I
was
clocked
like,
the shit out.
I
of
remember
that,
The
and I
Rock.
was like,
Yeah, I needed to
let's-
address it
let's
now.
light
Okay, I didn't
them
want to
up.
do a mea. I didn't want to do a mea
Uh-huh.
culpa afterwards. So, first of all, there's going to be a plane flying over because it sounds like I'm recording in LaGuardia, but we live right next to an airport. All right, so this new segment I'm calling Friendly Fire. Okay,
Ooh.
so. In this segment, I'm going to be asking our preeminent social rounds host Francis May and Tony a series of rapid fire questions that are called from our listeners, as well as from a politically aggressive session with ChatGPT. You'll see what I'm saying. The questions get increasingly more complex. I'm going to ask both of you the questions in alternating order. And the winner will be determined by that great bastion of objectivity, the internet comments. So whoever comments, I want people to keep score at home, and then whoever you think wins, let us know in the comments.
Get that engagement, guys. This is what it's all about.
That's right.
Ryan really flipped the script because you were here for us to test you, and now
No, it's
What the hell?
it's game time. It's game time. Okay.
So
and
wait,
by the
wait.
way, for the go
How
ahead,
many?
go
How
ahead.
many questions? How many questions?
It's 9 questions.
Okay.
okay, needs to be rapid.
That's right. Okay. Number 1, Francis May. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Wrong.
Okay. Tony. We've already
Added to the
snagged-
list. You don't want to be on this list, man.
Tony, favorite color?
Sky blue.
Sky blue. You're wearing
I'm
it.
talking.
Good
I'm
for
talking
you.
about
Good
that Crayola 64 pack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You
there
gotta
you
go
go.
to those
There you go.
colors.
That's right. Okay. Question number 2, Tony. One superpower, no explanation.
Flight,
Okay.
but with
Francis
goggles.
I just said no explanation.
Okay, sorry.
Disqualified. DQ.
Okay, good. And then Francis May, one superpower.
Convincing.
Ooh. Oh my God. The Mentalist. Okay. This is
That
good.
is the most
And I would,
diabolical one.
you know what I'd use it for too. Yeah, you have some insight.
Okay, great. Question number 3. This is going swimmingly, by the way. I love this segment already. Okay. Question number 3. One nation's food, not America, that you have to eat for the rest of your life and you can't have any other type of food. Francis May.
Indian.
Ooh. Tony.
Tie.
Wow. You guys had that in the pocket. This is great. That was round 1. We're getting our
9
bearings.
rounds?
Yeah.
What?
Or it's 9 questions total broken into 3 rounds.
9 questions total.
Jesus.
Okay.
No,
Round
Francis
2.
May is already pitting out and sweating hard.
This is good. All
It's
right.
pretty intense.
We're going to get a little deeper. Okay? Question number 4. What is the worst movie you've ever seen? Tony.
Pootie Tang. It's really bad, guys.
Francis May. Worst movie you've ever seen?
Mortal Engines.
Wow. I thought I'd stump you guys. Good. Next question. Francis May. And this is on theme. I didn't realize it would be on theme. Francis May. When is the last time you yelled at someone? She's like, this morning.
No, summer.
Whoa. Summer 2025. Has it
Yeah, I
been
didn't
so
say
long?
which summer, but that is the correct
Okay.
summer. Yeah.
Okay. Tony, last time you yelled, you're a pretty chill dude. I don't know when you yell, but what's the last time you did?
Yeah, I mean, yell out of anger.
Yes. Good point. At anger.
I don't remember. I never do.
Holy
I think
moly.
it's honestly a problem I have, is that I try to regulate my anger too much, and I should let it out more, but I don't yell.
This is
I
the
can't
job
remember the
interview.
last time.
Like, my weakness is my greatest strength as well. Get out of here.
It is not. That's what I'm
that's-
saying. It's not a good thing. I should, when I'm upset, I should let it out better, but I don't, and then I ferment and I get sick. It's not great. So I can't remember last time.
Wow.
You know what? I
All
yelled
right.
like 2 weeks ago, so summer wasn't even right. So yeah, more recently than
Couldn't
that.
even hold on to the lie. Good for you, Francis May. This is a
Tony's
revelatory
admission of
conversation.
like never yelling made me feel worse, and I was like,
Okay,
shit.
good. Okay, next question. There's a multiple choice question, so you're gonna have to listen. I'll repeat it in case you need to hear the options again, okay? So this is for both of you. We'll start with Francis May. You're on an airplane. Choose which seat you would want to be in, okay? Option A, window seat, extra leg room, but you have an infant crying next to you the entire flight. Option B, aisle seat, but you can't recline, and the seat in front of you is fully reclined the entire flight. Or option C, whole row to yourself, but it's the last row, and you hear the toilet the entire flight. Let me know if you need me to repeat the options.
I'm fine. I got them. Thank you, Ryan. I was worried that you were gonna be doing it by like you're 2A, you're 2D, and then I'm like, how many seats, on each side
For
of
the
aisle?
season flyers.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want the thought process or just the answer?
I'd like the answer. If you want to give a word or two about why, that'd be great.
I pick A, and I have pretty good noise canceling headphones, and I also travel with earplugs. So really, in that infant situation, I could do double
You just block
and
it
not
out.
even listen to music. Yeah, like I could put earplugs under the noise canceling headphones, and I've done that before.
Okay.
And I need legroom.
Okay. Tony?
Toilet seat.
Toilet seat. Because
Turbulence
you
is
need
That
to
is-
worse in the back
Toilets-
of the plane.
No,
The
toilet
turbulence.
seat is so easy because one, you know how loud planes are? When's the last time you were sitting in a plane and could hear anything from the bathroom? It's because the engines of the plane are so loud anyway. You can't hear that. And you talking about having a whole road to myself to stretch in whatever angles I want to. I'll listen to toilets all day if it
Yeah, we
means
didn't
I get
specify
that.
which
No,
airline,
Tony,
though. This
I
could be
have
Frontier.
no issue with the toilets. I would take full row next to the front bathroom. I'm afraid of flying, so I have like turbulence issues. So I would just never go behind the wings. And I fly I try to get out first thing in the morning. Like I literally look at the turbulence mapping. So
Whoa.
it's a no-go. Doesn't matter. I could have 3 rows to myself. Won't go to the back.
Wow.
Turbulence mapping.
I don't know
Holy
about
moly. Okay. I love those answers. I'm very curious to hear what the audience will think about who's right or wrong in this situation. In my opinion, you're both wrong. But anyway, round 3, final round, 3 more questions. We're doing great, guys. We're
It
doing
feels
fantastic.
like I'm winning.
Okay.
Delusions of
Question
grandeur.
question number 7. The pandemic hits again. A doctor from which medical specialty would you choose to be in your social pod for the entirety of the pandemic? Let's start with Tony.
Oh my God. So wait, aside from me being a doctor,
Correct. So you
Who do
gotta,
I-
for whatever reason, in this pandemic, you're cordoned off. You're gonna be in this social pod with a few people, but you're going to be in a social pod with one doctor from a certain medical specialty, and you got to be with them the entire time.
Okay.
And you got to choose which specialty that is.
Got it. Radiologist.
Ooh, any reason why?
I think they're just funny in general.
Funny,
They're usually
chill.
funny guys.
Yeah, keep the lights low.
Yeah, they keep the lights low. They don't deal with people. They make jokes. They're like pretty chilled out. I don't want anybody who's going to be trying to explain the pandemic to me all the time. I don't want anybody coming home telling me about like all this mass stuff. I'm so depressed because all the no.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be at home and they're going to be at home, let's just be at home and talk about Netflix and video games and make jokes and whatever. That's the joy that's going to get you through a pandemic again.
Good answer. Oh, Frances May, what specialty?
Okay, well, we were different wavelengths because I see that Tony chose on like vibes and personality.
Doesn't matter.
I was literally, okay, well, I mean, I'll stick with my answer, which is that I was picking off of like practicality. Like,
like who's going to save you?
Yeah, like who would you want? And I know you said in your social pod, but I'm one hop and skip away from like the apocalyptic scenario at all times. Like Colin tells me to get off the prepper subreddits.
Turbulence mapping.
So I was just very quick to be like, okay, I'll just tell you, I would bring my neurologist. I just have a neurologist. I really like her. She's been doing it for a long time. She's good at like primary medicine as well. Yeah. Like she's just a good doctor. I also want my neurologist with me. I need like my health care. So that's the person that I'd bring in. I'd be like, you're it, just based on that. And I think that she could get us through like at least the first few phases of like an apocalyptic shutdown and
that's great.
End of the world scenario.
It's great because the vibe is a little bit more what Tony was thinking, but I actually think it's more revealing just hearing your answers that says a lot about what you
says. Something good about me. It says something cool about me.
It says something great about you. You're the cool head that will prevail in the pandemic. I'm just the person who would just be like, well, I don't know. What do you think? And then we all die, right? Okay. Next
I'm going to outlive Tony. Let the voters
that is 100% true. She is much more careful with her life than I am.
All right. Second to last question. Start with Frances May. Where were you on the afternoon of January 6th, 2021?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a legitimate question. And I would ask anybody that who was being
were you in and around Washington, D.C.?
Correct. Were you in the D.C. metro area?
I was at the hospital. And I will even say I was just one of those people at the hospital where I was like, are you guys seeing this? So I was in the Midwest, and I was like, are you guys seeing this? Should we, like, stop what we're doing? And, maybe part of me was like, I don't want to be in this case anymore. But I also was like, let me the fuck out of here.
Correct. Wow. Tony, do you remember where you were on that fateful day?
Yeah, I was in a writer's room for The Resident. And we were trying to, like, figure out an episode of the show. And we're on Zoom, and everybody... keeps popping in like, y'all turning on this news right now?
Oh
like, is this like a problem? So we're just like watching it on the news like everybody else, while trying to like write a silly TV show. And
did you think, oh man, we got a plot for like another episode in the next season, or there was no way to integrate?
Yeah, I was like, guys, we got to do something. Let's do a Plantation Rock episode or something.
Okay. Plantation Rock.
I'm worried that Ryan's Christmas gift is going to be like a lump of coal, and it'll say like Plantation Rock on it.
Yeah. I'm going to start my own spin-off podcast called Revisionist History Plantation Rock, and it's going to have a lot of subscribers I don't want. Okay, final question. You guys have been doing great.
Ooh.
This is germane to our earlier discussion. If you committed a crime, let's say a felony theft from a museum, and you needed an alibi from someone, but they had to know to automatically lie on your behalf when the police call, whom are you telling the police to call? And you cannot list your significant other. I'll give you a second to think about it. I'm going to turn on my lights because it's getting dark over here. There you go. All right. Who are we starting with? It looks like Tony's still deep in thought. Frances May, you got an answer?
Tony's like off screen. He like left the screen thinking.
He's out of frame.
Yeah.
That was deep. Okay. That's a deep one.
No, at the risk of sounding like a suck up, I actually think Ryan is really strong because if I can't use my
What?
husband is my
We've
go-to.
just moved this up another level, folks.
No,
Oh.
I have a thought process. It's not fake. Like I won't just like lie to
Okay.
make somebody happy. One of my greatest downfalls in life. I just won't fucking do it. So if I can't have my husband, and honestly, Colin, I don't think is like number one smoothest. He's not like a prolific liar, and you know, I would pick him because he knows me the best, and he's had to cover me in family situations like a little bit before, so fine. But Ryan, I actually think is this mix of like, there's a viral TikTok going around right now where people will call like their ex-boyfriend and pretend that they're a job, like needing a reference for the girl and stuff like that.
Ooh.
I just think that like Ryan would be good. I know that he has my back. I know that because we've been in the trenches together before now.
Mhm.
I know that he is like pretty smooth, and I just don't think that he would be like too hung up on the minutia of it and
Of the
things
truth.
like that. Yeah, exactly. The truth doesn't. He's not bogged down
It's
by
relative,
like
yeah.
the facts of the case, and he. I genuinely think he would give me the benefit of the doubt of like Frances May probably had a reason, or this will at least be funny, whatever she did it for.
Correct. That is unfortunately the correct answer, but Tony, we still want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, no, it took me a minute, but I know exactly who it will be. It's my friend from when I lived in Detroit. Her name is Missy. Shout out to
Missy.
shout out to Missy.
Shout out to Missy.
And I choose Missy because I feel that she has a very strong moral compass, but also loyalty comes first.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and
Yes.
it's a white lady, and so
Yes.
you need one of them.
That's the
to,
X
if they're
factor.
calling, yeah, if they calling about me,
Oh.
and they need to know, like if you want to be believed, you get a white woman on the phone who is quick to anger,
my God.
and that can be my friend Missy, and she will not miss.
Oh
I
my God.
guarantee
She's
she'll
your
hold me
ride or
down.
die, but she also asked to speak to the manager.
She'll do it if she
Holy
needs to.
Shit.
She'll do that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's who you call.
This has been the most successful iteration of
This is
Friendly
the best.
Fire.
Friendly Fire.
Yes. Friendly fire.
All right. I'm excited by what folks think about your answers and who you think won. And so let us know and be as brash and as controversial as possible.
Yes, guys.
I'm sensitive.
This was yeah. Don't be mean. But let us know. And with that, guys, we did it. Another successful, a legendary episode of Social Rounds. Frances May, take us out.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate us 5 stars, leave us a review, and check out our website, hippocratic-collective.com, for more shows and content like this. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.